Now let's get up to speed with Pokemon Science and Magic.
A 5Ds reference, nice. Nothing.
Hey, I wanted to try and spice it up a bit.
Hey, variety is the spice of life.
Last time, we made our way to Secretary City. There we saw the sights, fought the Guildmaster, and experienced a few
problems
between Loki and
I love how last time it was like,
however,
I am all caught up with science and magic as Code Knight.
Nope.
I'm not gonna say that again.
Because
I'm gonna eat my frickin'
that is where we're going now.
Shoe? Sure. I don't know. Anyway. As Code Knight. Oh, what am I doing? I've read this before. You know what it says, and if you don't, learn to read. Wait, we're Yu-Gi-Oh players. We don't know how to read. I should be looking for this one, given what's the thumbnail for it. Building our success. What? Shouldn't it be R's and O-U-R?
So, after backtracking to Heron City again, we go down the other route that's available near there, Route 10. Now, the reason why we're going this longer way instead of the shorter way, which you can see on this map, is because Rachel told us that it is blocked by an avalanche.
I'm
afraid we'll be unable to go down that route, at least for now. Luckily, since we're going the long way, it should give us more than enough prep time. So, if Team Ragnarok somehow get in the way again, we'll
probably
be
cause
more
the
than prepared
avalanche
to take them out, or any other threat that might come across our path. Speaking of which, let's take a quick look at the Pokemon that you can encounter on this route. If you do some digging, you'll be able to uncover Valoraptor, Renestone, Ferris Wheel, Joggoat, Rashaku, Propin, Dwebble, Krogunk, Rolls, Shuckle, Roselia, Staravia, and Eldegoss. So yeah, nothing new, but trust me, we are going to encounter quite a few new Pokemon this episode.
Yeah,
or
makes
more
sense.
specifically, a few new evolutions, which you'll be able to get once you make it to the next town over.
Nice. This place would have stones, like leaf stone, water stone, that stuff.
Welcome to the hustling, bustling Osprey City. This fine little settlement is well known for its countless shops and supermarkets. Known as the Saffron City of the Cryoto region, you can find multiple little knickknacks, items, and key items here, which you can use to evolve your Pokemon.
Nice.
This town also has a
Sells
super large
lives?
toy shop in the
Nice.
center of it, which is one of the largest in the whole world. In fact, there are so many massive shops here that you're going to have to navigate your way through the metropolis by hitching a ride on the tram service that runs through the city. If you know where to look in this town, you can also find a few armor fragments to armor charge some more of your Pokemon. So, while we're making our way through this place, let's do a bit of shopping and see if we can find some.
Oh, that thing.
Supercharged.
Makes sense Pokemon this gen get the new forms. I don't know what it's gonna look like. Oh! Oh, it's like a cloak now! Oh, I like that, with the mustache. I mean, beard.
To start off with, Raviary can access its armor-charged form when exposed to a Corvin fragment. In this form, Raviary is much more defensive.
Braviary?
New
Oh, Raviary, right.
Which helps protect it from any attacks. This form also allows it to use a powerful Ghostly Gale that has a mysterious effect to cause bad luck to whoever gets caught in it. On top of giving it the dark typing to replace the flying typing, this form gives Raviary a new move called Grim Knight. Not Grim Nay.
You idiot!
Christ, at this rate, I'm starting to believe that this line is giving me bad luck. Anyway, it basically does damage to the opponent when they flinch. And its move, Supercharged Hexify, allows it to blow its opponents away with a ghostly wind. That may also make them...
But you gotta do the one where it's like, you're about to do the sports lorry!
Supercharged.
Oh, the horse. Ooh, we're going good. Nice. I like the little stabbing things on the sides.
With this Lancer fragment, I dub thee Armor-Charged Gallistallion. During the days of the Krytonian War,
So I
plenty
guess
of people
Gallistallions
used to
don't
ride this
evolve.
armor-charged
It's a bit of a shame,
form
but I
into
think I'd
battle,
still kind of
which
keep one
makes
on the
sense
side.
because it can do quite a bit of damage with these two lancers. Which
I
can
don't
be
remember if it was mentioned
extended
if
with this
HM did this or not,
armor-charged
but it,
energy
you know,
to create powerful
probably a good
sabers
one.
to slice and stab the opponent. And it puts those sabers to good use through its move, Supercharged On Guard.
On guard!
Which allows it to charge straight towards the opponent with its sabers, effectively ignoring their special ability.
Nice. Oh, now this thing. I have no opinion on this thing.
Supercharged.
Some people like it. Okay. I don't care. Grapple Lock exists. That's my opinion of it. It's a pretty cool form. I like it.
The next armor-charged Pokemon you can get your hands on is Grapplock's form, once it is exposed to a Sucker Fragment. This form upgrades Grapplock's arms and gives him a few extra ones, which are also equipped
Octopuses
with
are well
venomous
known for
glands,
more than 8
allowing
tentacles.
Grapplock to
Nice
poison
Pokemon.
its constricted victims, giving it the poison typing. These tentacles can also be stretched, allowing Grapplock to attack enemies and to grapple them from a distance. Its signature move, Supercharged Toxalock, is a stronger version of its signature move, Octalock, only with an additional effect of poisoning the victim.
Hence the Tox. Beedrill. He's got a Mega Evolution before, so let's see what the Supercharge can look like. Nice. They become drills. That's a good start. Ooh, and they become sort of like blades. Looks like. Ooh. Kind of like a Naga nail going on there. I kind of like it.
Bringing the Sting is Armor-Charged Beedrill, only obtainable through the Sting Fragment. In this form, Beedrill's speed and physical attack skyrocket. Its sting arms are now official drills that can tunnel through solid metal, and the one on the end of its tail has been highly upgraded into a stinging lancer, which it can use to charge at its opponents with, or can shoot them at long distances by firing off the stinger like a rocket.
Pew pew!
Speaking of which, its move, Supercharged Sting Lancer, lets it stab that stinger into its opponent at high speeds.
Nice.
No doubt that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah.
This move will even do damage if the opponent uses a protecting move.
Oof.
So, that's all the armor-charged Pokemon that we're going to be showing off for now.
But wait!
There's more!
Since we can find some pretty unique items in these shops, maybe there'll be one that we can use to evolve our Pokemon. So let's just dig around for a little bit longer and see if there's any evolutionary items we can find.
Oop. Radius Stone is ready to evolve. Ooh. They sticks out. Ooh, so that wasn't in space at all.
If you manage to get your hands on some cave paint, you will be able to evolve your Redstone into Profarok, the Illustrations Pokemon. The strange markings on this Pokemon's back foretell the days of the Krytonium War, which is apparently when these guys started appearing around the region. The illustrations on their back
testaments
appear
to it.
represent the adaptation duo themselves, the two legendary Pokemon that stopped the war to begin with, and it is said that Profarok is descendant from one of them.
Interesting. Now this cute little Proppin. Ooh. Clear upgrade already. Huh. What? Two forms.
Now, this next one is interesting. You see, Proppin has a
Penvolsky.
split evolution, which depends on which elemental stone you give it.
I see.
For instance, exposing it to a Thunderstone will allow it to evolve into Penvolsky, the bobsleigh Pokemon. This thrill-seeking fella loves living life free and easy, and, thanks to its special flippers and light weight, it is capable of sliding down the mountains at high speeds. Capable of reaching Mach 5 if it has enough room. However, its over-obsessive playfulness can get the better of it, and lead it into getting into trouble.
Oops.
So, if you want something a bit more wise and patient, perhaps you should get its other evolution by exposing it to a Dreamstone. This is Penguru, the Guru Bird Pokemon. These guys are the exact opposite of Penvolsky, and are just as wise as they look. They often help other Pokemon with their problems, or can be seen in cold, frigid areas meditating. It sees the kindness within everyone, and tries to avoid conflicts when necessary.
Peace, man. Gastrodon. Should get third form? Came spikier. Became more of a monster. I like that.
Well, this is a surprise, isn't it? When you expose Krytonium Gastrodon to a Dragon Scale, it will be able to become this new Dragon Steel-type Pokemon, Gasumagon.
Wow, okay. I made a reference to like how there used to be dragons, now they're actual dragons.
Will constantly crawl across the ocean floor.
I like how it's like, it seems like it's based on the Tarrasque.
Those teeth that they have are capable of crushing Shelder's shell with ease, and its literal iron stomach allows it to eat Pokemon as dangerous as Marini and Toxapex with no trouble at all.
And those things
In fact,
hunt
these
Corsolas.
two are Gasumagon's favorite type of food, and they're being hunted
How do you
to
like
extinction
it?
because of it. Guess that's what they get for bleaching all the Corsola, am I right? Regardless, feel free to find the right items in order to add any
Another
of these
cursed
Pokemon to your
Ella.
team. Well, well, well. What do we have
I'd
here?
be very
Doing a bit of
convinced.
shopping,
I'd be very
player?
interested in keeping
Well,
that on my
regardless,
team.
it's
Then
good
again,
to
I
run
still have
into
the
you
Teddy
again.
Ursa.
I hope you're putting that gauntlet I gave you to good use. What brings you to this neck of the woods anyway? Ah, I should have figured as much. After I
going Force
discovered
of
that the next
Rust.
scroll is located there. But if that's the case, then why didn't you go to Route 13? That's a much quicker route, you know.
Richard told me there was an avalanche.
An avalanche? Really? That's odd. I don't remember hearing anything about that.
A diversion, eh?
Then again, I guess it must have been recent, so who am I to say what is and what isn't? Even so, I am glad that you decide to come down this route. I myself like to come to this town now and again, you know. This was where I was born, after all. Not to mention where a lot of the items I make get sold off throughout the region. The reason why I came here today was to show off one of my newest findings. It's to do with a very odd-looking Pokemon that we have in this region. Would you like me to show you?
It's a Pikachu. Of course.
Ah, excellent. I have a feeling that you might like this one. Alright, let me introduce you to Blockuno!
It's a block Pokemon.
Odd-looking fella, isn't he? Anyway, Blockuno here is the build-up Pokemon. You may not have encountered him yet, but Blockuno can be found in the wild. In fact, they can be found all over the region on every route.
Bullshit, we haven't
common
found
Pokemon
any of
we
them
have
yet.
here. They also have a unique ability as well called Brick Scatter, which essentially allows them to set up a Stealth Rock effect on the opponent's field once they take damage.
Oof.
Speaking of which though, if you do plan on capturing one of these things, expect that to happen a lot, because I'm sorry to say that Blockuno aren't exactly the strongest Pokemon in this region. At least, not on their own. You see, similar to Meltan, these Pokemon can evolve into a stronger form by combining together. So, like how enough Meltan can combine into Melmetal, enough Blockuno can combine and evolve into Blockade,
Interesting.
the build-up Pokemon. You need to at least have 10 additional Blockuno which you have captured in order
I
to
do
get
like
Blockade.
the design of this thing.
After
Like
that,
they're two
it's
blocks
only
on
a
top of each
matter
other.
leveling it up before it
It's kind of like
evolves.
the Magnemite line of
However,
this place.
its evolution doesn't stop there, you see.
Or the
From
Clink
what I've
line.
discovered, Blockade has an additional form, should you manage to get your hands on more Blockuno, and have a special item called a Blueprint item. I invented it myself, you see. I have dubbed this new evolution that Blockade can get, Blockation, the construction Pokemon. And as I've said before, it all depends on what type of blueprint you have, and the number of Blockuno that you have captured. To start off with, we have Blockation's Rocket build, a form which it gets when it's holding a rocket blueprint. Something I should also mention about Blockation's multiple forms is that they also slightly change Brick Scatter. It all depends on what form you have, you see. In the case of this one, Brick Scatter will now burn any new Pokemon that are sent out.
Interesting.
Next up, we have its Sea build. This one you get when you have a ship blueprint. And in this form, Brick Scatter will trap any new Pokemon that's sent out in a whirlpool. Also, with both of these forms, you need at least 20 Blockuno in order to access them.
Of course.
These next two will require at least 30 Blockuno in order to use. This form of Blockation, its Spectre build, can only be accessed when you have a Spectre blueprint, and will give Brick Scatter the ability to lower the special attack of any new Pokemon that are brought out
If they're
by
scared.
one stage. Next up, we have its Construction build,
This is just a
which you
construction
get
set
when you give it a
thing.
Construction blueprint. This forms Brick
They put a
Scatter
face on it,
just the
though.
same as the last forms.
Somewhere the
only
headline
lower
would be.
physical attack instead of special. Lastly, we have Blockation's Dragon build,
Naturally.
which you get when you give it a Dragon blueprint. Though this is the most powerful of the forms, it is also the hardest to get, requiring at least 50 Blockuno in order to obtain.
Yeah.
Don't worry, player. Catching one Blockade will count at least as 5 Blockuno.
That's good.
So, you don't have to catch that many. Regardless, for some trainers, it is worth it.
Just 10
because
blockades.
this one has the most powerful form of Brick Scatter. Basically, it will hurt any new Pokemon that is brought out by taking away 1/8 of their health.
Oof.
And that's pretty much it. That's all the forms that I've made so far. I do plan on making more alternative forms of Blockation, but for now I am a bit caught up with my job as a guild master and all. I hope if you ever get the motivation to bother with this sort of thing, you'll try to get one of these forms, or perhaps even all of them. I also hope that they'll become of use to you in the future.
Interesting idea. It's cool.
Oh, blimey, is that the time?
Problem is, some of this is suffering from the fact
My
of
goodness,
first
I better get
playthrough and I
going
have a full
before I forget
party, so I'm
again.
probably not going to change my team this
Sorry,
episode.
player, I've got other matters to attend
It's a
to.
matter of, I'll save you for the next playthrough.
There's a new furniture store being opened in Robin Town, and I've been requested to attend to it. Thor is meant to show up as well, and honestly,
He'll probably
I hope he
no-show.
does. I think you better get going too. You're going to be needed at the Forest of Rust after all. Safe travels, player. Oh, sheesh, he's right. I guess we kinda lost track of time shopping around here and all. Better break a leg then and move on to the next route. Well, here we are on the hilly and rocky terrain of Route 11. Now, we're still a long way away from the Forest of Rust,
right?
and before we can even think about getting to it, we're going to have to go through this rocky terrain, as well as plow through a bunch of trainer battles and some wild Pokemon encounters. Speaking of which, some of those encounters include Valoraptor, Doduo, Leaparak, Critonium Benary, Ferris Wheel, Shrooderol, Helioptile, Machoke, Rhyhorn, Jigglypuff, and Dwebble. Blockuno can also be found here, but as mentioned before, they can technically be found everywhere, so I'm not going to mention him, just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it appears that we don't really have any newbies here. However,
I guess if
we
it's on
keep
every
moving forward,
route,
we
then it's
might
possible
be
we
able to
have
find
probably
something
caught a
at
couple
our
Blockunos
next
by the time we get
destination,
explained to him.
the Red Kite Swamp.
Saying of that, there's a blue dirigible.
Sheesh. I hope you brought a map, because the Red Kite Swamp is huge. Think Eterna Forest from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, meet the Wetlands route from Pokemon X and Y.
It's a straight line.
Only with a few more alternative routes that may lead to items, or may lead to you getting lost. Also, if you have the ability to surf, you will be able to ride across the algae-filled waters in order
Nice.
to try and find some new Pokemon. Speaking of which, let's begin with the Marshman Pokemon, Algaeweed. If you remember the previous continuity, this guy is the evolved form of Marshweed, and evolves from it when exposed to a dust stone. If it wasn't obvious, this place is their natural habitat. Its body is mostly covered with all of these vines. Nobody really knows what it looks like underneath them. However, trying to
Tangela.
grab it is a huge mistake, because anything that does touch those vines
Dies.
will get snared by them and pulled into this Pokemon's body,
It's
where they
more
are absorbed
horrifying.
and consumed. Basically like Devil Snare from Harry Potter. And just like Devil Snare, these guys hate sunlight, mostly preferring to be in mucky swamps like this, where they like to hunt their prey. These guys have access to a new move called Vine Snare, which, in addition to doing damage, also allows them to trap their opponents in tangled vines,
Nice.
preventing them from escaping. Another new mon that can be found here is Beaconing, the bird call Pokemon. These guys hunt their prey through sound. They're able to detect them thanks to their perfect sense of hearing, their favourite thing to snack on being Lemon Boo. Once they
Yuck.
spot their prey, they will paralyze them with a supersonic scream, reportedly being loud enough to break glass. Despite
Jeez.
that, they are a very caring Pokemon, and tame ones do show a lot of concern for their trainer, constantly using their eyes and ears to look out for or sense danger. Lastly, they have a new ability called Memorized Voice. Basically, it makes all of their sound-based moves Psychic type, which makes sense because these guys get a lot of sound-based moves. So, that's pretty much it when it comes to the newbies for now. But other than these two, other Pokemon you can find here are Marshweed, obviously, but also Trollbull, Goomy, Tangler, Shroomish, Litwick,
Good
Illusion,
amount.
Palpitoad, Phantump and Punkaboo, as well as Hoodwing and Raviary. Ugh, what? Impossible! How did I lose to such a... pretty face? Strength can come in all shapes and sizes.
Rachel's
and can
true
wear
colors
many
revealed.
masks. Now, are you going to hand over the Pokemon that you've stolen? Or are things going to get a lot more serious than they are now? Fine. You made your point. Here. There's a good lad. Now then, since I'm nice, I'll let you off with a warning for now. But if I see you around these parts trying
Maybe
to steal
Rachel
Pokemon
wasn't
ever
evil.
again, I won't be this kind. So
It was
be
all
off
part of
with
our plan
you.
to make me think that.
Team Ragnarok will make you pay for this, Missy. Mark my words.
Still, she lost her first account with them, and now she's winning.
Not gonna be happy with this.
Clients.
Ah, player, lovely to see you again. Don't worry about that, it's nothing to worry about. I was just dealing with one of those dreadful Team Ragnarok grunts. They stole a Pokemon from the nearby town, you see, from a poor innocent trainer, and I was just helping to get it back. He'll be so glad to be reunited with his friend. And I'm glad that I managed to teach those runts a lesson once and for all. They won't bother to mess with me now, and I have you and Thor to thank for it. You've helped me boost my confidence and shown me just how valuable I can be. Speaking of which, have you seen Thor? We got separated on our way here, as you can no doubt tell.
No, sorry.
Oh, I see. But I'm sure we'll meet up again. In the meantime, I would like to repay you for your kindness towards me. What do you say you and I have another friendly battle?
Okay.
Great! I've got to warn you though, I've become much stronger since our last encounter, so I hope you're prepared. Alright player, let's go!
4, eh?
Alright, I think I'll start off with this. Go! Ferris wheel! Wow! It looks like you've gotten stronger too.
Yep.
But let's see if you're a match for my Herdia!
We are. Huh. Loki got rid of his herder for a snake.
Phew! Not bad. Looks like I have to kick it up a notch now. Let's go, Wigglytuff!
Final form. Nice.
Phew! Not even that worked. Well, I guess it's up to you now. Go! Woolert!
What? Alright.
Phew. Just when
Hasn't
I thought I was
evolved
doing
yet,
so
though.
well, too. Well, I guess even after all that, I still have some improving to do.
We all do.
Thank you, player. Thank you for such a great battle. I just wish Thor was here to see it. He would have loved to see me give it my all. I
And
just
lose.
Can't help but wonder, though, where he's gone. You'll let me know if you
Arby's.
see him, right, player? Brilliant. Thank you, player. And I'd also like to thank you again for everything that you've taught me. Being
It's
a
nothing.
guild member was nowhere near as hard as I thought, but it's thanks to you and Thor that I've managed to improve and get the confidence I need to become stronger. I owe it all to you two, and I feel like a changed person. I just hope that Loki can become a changed person as well. Anyway, I think I better get going. I need to return this Pokemon after all. If you keep going down this way as well, you'll end up in the same town that I'm going to, Magpie City. That's actually where I grew up, you know.
Really?
Oh, you're going to love it, player. You know, I think I'll go and visit my grandmother while I'm there as well. See you around, player. Toodaloo.
Later.
Magpie City, eh? Well, as much as I'd like to see what it is now, I'm afraid we're going to have to save it for next time.
Aw,
so, let's
shame.
put up camp now and see what happens then, as our journey through Cryoto continues.
Your game has been saved. No changes to the team this time, so not much to say. A lot of cool Pokemon, a lot of new stuff, and a twist about Rachel possibly not being evil and having a client. Yeah, interesting stuff.